Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We like to roll up our sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty of, uh, all sorts of topics,
And policies.
policies, and
Gotcha.
reports.
All those juicy government documents.
Right. And today we're diving into something that's pretty close to home for all of us in the public service,
Uh-huh.
Canada's digital talent strategy.
Yeah, we've got the actual strategy document right here.
We do. Ready to pull out all those key insights that can help us make a real difference for Canadians.
It's not just about, becoming a tech whiz, though. It's about equipping the entire public service.
Oh, absolutely.
Every department, every level to really thrive in this digital world that we're all living in.
So think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, families getting their immigration applications processed faster, veterans accessing benefits seamlessly,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe, just maybe,
Yeah.
renewing your passport without wanting to pull your hair out.
That's the future, or that's the dream.
That's the dream, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of future this strategy is aiming for.
Heck.
And the strategy, it sort of starts off by painting this picture
Yeah.
of this rapidly changing digital world that we're living in.
Mhm.
It talks about how people now, they expect government services to be available 24/7.
Right. On their terms, through any device.
Yeah, on their terms, through any device.
Exactly.
It's like we have to keep up with how people are living their lives.
And their expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
And we can't be stuck in those, you know,
Those old ways.
those old ways of doing things, right? We have to evolve
Yeah.
and really embrace all these new digital tools and these platforms.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, but it can also be daunting.
Oh, yeah, and it's not just talk, right? I mean, the government is already walking the walk with things like the GC Digital Standards.
Absolutely. Foundational.
Yeah, which basically acts as a guide to create a more open, agile, and user-centered government.
Those GC digital standards are the blueprint for how we build
Mm-hmm.
those government services that are really user first.
Okay, let's get real for a second, though.
Okay. Reality check.
We're all facing like this massive challenge right now,
Yeah.
finding skilled people.
It's a global talent shortage, and
It's tough out there.
it is.
And the government is, we're competing with big private sector companies.
Huge companies that can offer all these perks, those big salaries.
Yeah, and benefits and
all the things.
all the things. And to be honest, there are also those bureaucratic hurdles right within the government.
Absolutely.
Like security clearances,
Security clearance.
sometimes risk aversion, all these things that might make, really talented developer think twice about joining us.
Right.
Like, why would you put yourself through all that?
It's like trying to get someone to run a marathon
Right.
when they're used to sprinting,
Yeah, it's a different pace.
It is.
But you know what? The strategy doesn't like shy away from these challenges.
No.
It actually frames them as opportunities and highlights the unique advantages
Mm-hmm.
that the Canadian government offers to digital talent.
It does.
So spill the tea. What are these unique advantages? What are we offering that could pull people away from the private sector?
Well, one of the big ones is impact.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the public service, you have the chance to do work that has a real impact, profound impact on and millions of Canadians.
Yeah, it's like that warm, fuzzy feeling,
Mhm.
but amplified by like a million, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Helping so many people.
You're making a difference in people's lives.
And we talked about, those faster EI claims, someone struggling, getting support faster because of our work.
Real people, real challenges.
Streamlining immigration for families who just want to be reunited.
Desperate to be together.
Yeah, that's the kind of impact we're talking about.
That's it.
It's pretty incredible.
It is.
Okay, so impact is a big one. I bet a lot of folks, especially, those tech-savvy types, they're looking for a modern, dynamic work environment too,
That's a really good point.
right?
And the strategy speaks to that too.
Does it?
It
Oh,
does.
it's-
It emphasizes the government's commitment to creating a digital era work environment.
Okay.
So we're talking interoperable technology.
Okay, so that's where, like, the systems can actually talk to each other.
That's it, exactly. No more silos.
No more silos.
We're talking about empowered teams, flexibility, collaboration.
Okay, no more, like, wrestling with those clunky systems or feeling stuck in those old ways of working.
No more, no more.
Sign me up.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about diversity.
Oh, right?
That's a huge part of this.
That's a huge strength.
It is a strength. The public service needs to mirror the amazing tapestry of Canada, right?
Absolutely.
It's how we can best understand and serve all our diverse communities.
Yeah, absolutely.
So We've talked about this changing world, the challenges, the potential. But how do we put all of this into action?
Yeah. How do we actually do it?
That's where the 4 core missions of the GC Digital Talent Strategy come in.
Okay.
And just to clarify, when we say GC,
Yeah.
we're talking about the Government of Canada.
Just for anyone who's new to all the acronyms and lingo.
Exactly.
Okay.
And these 4 missions are attract and recruit, develop and retain, build fit-for-purpose processes, and create a digital culture.
Okay, let's unpack those one by one.
Let's get it.
Okay, let's start with mission 1, attract and recruit.
Okay.
How are we going to bring all these like digital rock stars into the public service fold?
Well, they're launching this really innovative tool called the GC Digital Talent Platform.
Okay.
Think of it as a matchmaking service.
Oh,
Connecting talent and opportunities within the government all in one place.
that sounds way better than like wading through the usual bureaucratic maze.
Way better. You can showcase your skills, explore diverse opportunities, and the application process is super streamlined.
So it's actually user-friendly.
It's user-friendly. It's designed for the digital age.
I love that.
And they're also, going hyper-targeted with
Right.
their recruitment. They're focusing on those high-demand areas.
Like what?
So cybersecurity,
Okay.
data science, digital leadership.
Makes sense. Those are
the areas where we really need to build capacity.
yeah.
And there's this program.
Look more.
There's more. It's called a Tour of Service program.
Okay, I've heard whispers about this.
Oh, it's a really cool concept. It's like a short-term gig
Okay.
where someone can bring their digital expertise
Okay.
to a specific government project for a limited time.
So they can like make a real impact.
Real impact.
But not necessarily like commit to a full-time public service career.
Exactly. It's like try before you buy.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Okay, so we've got all this amazing talent walking through the door.
Mm-hmm.
How do we make them, stick around and actually want to build a career with us?
Well, that's where mission 2 comes in.
Okay.
Develop and retain.
Develop and retain. Okay.
Because attracting people is only half the battle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We have to create an environment where people can grow,
Mm-hmm.
learn, and build a fulfilling career.
It's like planting a seed, right? You got to
Yeah.
nurture it.
You got to nurture it.
Give it the right conditions to grow.
Exactly.
Right.
And the strategy really highlights continuous learning.
Okay.
It talks about establishing these baseline digital skills
Okay.
that every public servant should have.
So like everyone has that foundation, but then
Foundation, and then from there,
yeah.
we offer specialized training
Okay.
in those more cutting edge areas.
Like cloud computing.
Like cloud computing,
Yeah.
and they've actually already piloted this.
They have.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about it.
It was the Cloud Skills Adoption Program.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a huge success.
I heard about that.
Hundreds of public servants earned cloud certifications through that program.
That's amazing.
Isn't that great?
It shows that they're serious about this. Like they're actually
They're putting their money where their mouth is.
they're equipping us
Equipping us.
with the
I think.
skills
Yeah.
for the future.
And it's not just about the technical training either.
Oh, okay.
The strategy talks about the need for clear career pathways
Oh, yeah, that's important.
within the public service.
You need to see how you can grow.
People need to see where they're going,
Yeah.
how they can advance, both as individual contributors
Okay.
and as leaders.
So it's about giving people the tools and the opportunities to develop their skills
Mm-hmm.
and build a career, not just a job.
That's it. That's the key.
Okay, we've got the talent coming in, we're developing them, things are looking pretty good.
So far, so good.
But let's address the elephant in the room, okay?
Hit me.
Sometimes, and let's be honest, the government can be a little, bureaucratic.
A little.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
So how does the strategy address that?
It doesn't shy away from it.
It doesn't.
No, in fact, Mission 3,
Good.
Build Fit-for-Purpose Processes,
Okay.
is all about streamlining those policies, those procedures, getting rid of the red tape.
Yeah, those outdated processes that sometimes feel like we're stuck in, like the pre-internet era.
It's time to move into the 21st century.
It's time. It's time.
And they have a very interesting proposal,
Oh, what is it?
a senior individual contributor role.
I'm intrigued.
It recognizes that not everyone is meant to be a manager.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Some people are technical wizards
Yeah.
who thrive as individual experts, and we need to create space for them
Yeah.
to grow and excel without forcing them into management.
And that's such a good point.
Right.
Because I think sometimes, you feel this pressure to, like, climb the ladder.
You do.
But maybe that's not for everyone.
It's not.
And that's okay.
It's about recognizing that different people have different strengths.
Yes.
And we need to value those diverse career paths.
Okay, so less red tape, more flexibility,
Yeah.
a focus on outcomes rather than processes.
Yes.
That's a breath of fresh air.
It is.
But we've been talking a lot about processes, technology, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
What about the people?
That's where Mission 4 comes in. Create a digital culture.
Okay.
It's about building a diverse and inclusive digital community within the public service.
And a diverse and inclusive workplace benefits everyone.
Everyone.
Right.
It leads to better outcomes, more creativity.
Yeah, absolutely.
More innovation.
And the strategy outlines some really great initiatives.
It does.
Like targeted recruitment programs, development programs for underrepresented groups.
Exactly. Making sure everyone has a seat at the table.
Yeah. That's so important.
It is.
So it's not just about getting them in the door, right?
Right.
It's about making sure that once they're here, they feel welcome.
Yes.
They feel supported.
Supported, that they can thrive.
Thrive and contribute their unique skills and perspectives.
Yeah. And there are things like,
Like the Digital Government Leaders Summit.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
It brings people together to connect, share ideas, build a sense of community.
It's like a big digital party.
It's a party. It's a conference. It's a knowledge-sharing extravaganza.
It's a lot of things. Okay, so we've covered the changing world, the challenges, the incredible potential of this strategy and these 4 missions.
The 4 pillars.
But what does this mean for us, the public servants on the ground?
That's the question.
That's what we're going to dive into next.
Stay tuned. I think what's so cool about this strategy is it's not just a directive from the top.
Yeah.
Right? It's really a call to action.
For all of us, no matter what our role is.
Okay.
To help build a more digitally savvy and inclusive public service.
So it's not about waiting for someone else to make the changes.
No.
We can all be part of this.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. Every single one of us interacts with Canadians in some way, whether it's directly, on the front lines, delivering those services, or behind the scenes, developing policies and programs.
So we all play a role.
We all play a role.
Okay.
And by embracing those digital tools and those approaches, I think we can really make those interactions better for everyone.
Yeah, for the people we serve.
For the people we serve.
What if we all committed to, like, learning those foundational digital skills the strategy talks about?
That would be huge.
That would be massive.
Imagine the impact collectively if everyone had those baseline skills.
Even something as simple as, like, mastering those online collaboration tools.
Oh.
I mean, that could transform how we work together as teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and deliver those services more efficiently.
And the strategy goes beyond just technical skills.
Okay.
It talks about this human-centered design thinking.
Okay, so instead of just building those systems and processes, like in a vacuum, we're actually thinking about the people we serve.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're putting their needs and their experiences front and center and creating solutions that are, intuitive, accessible, and actually meet their needs.
Okay, that's a powerful shift, I think.
It is a shift.
Yeah.
It's a mindset shift.
And something every single one of us can do.
Right.
No matter our role.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, even suggesting, like, a more user-friendly online forum.
Oh, yeah.
That can make a difference.
It can.
For so many people.
Because so many people use those forms.
Exactly. So many people use those forms.
And don't underestimate those small actions.
Yeah.
Even small things can have a ripple effect.
So it's about being proactive, right?
Yeah.
Identifying those opportunities for improvement.
And speaking up.
And not being afraid to speak up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because sometimes it can feel intimidating, right?
It can.
To, like, suggest a change.
But we have to remember, we all have a voice.
Yeah.
And those voices need to be heard.
Because, I mean, this strategy isn't just about the technology, right? It's about the people.
It is.
It's about creating a more inclusive public service that reflects the diversity of Canada.
That reflects the people we serve.
And that means being mindful of how our digital solutions impact different communities.
And ensuring our services are truly accessible.
Yeah, to everyone.
To everyone.
Not just, those who are digitally savvy or comfortable with technology.
Right. We have to consider all those different needs.
Yeah.
And we have to make sure that that everyone feels supported
Supported, yeah.
to grow their skills
Mm.
and to contribute their unique talents.
So we're talking about a cultural shift.
We are. It's a big shift.
It's a big shift.
It's not just about the tech. It's about how we work,
It's about the people.
how we think,
Yeah.
and how we serve Canadians.
It's about bringing a more human touch
Mhm.
to those government services, right?
That's beautifully said.
Yeah. It's exciting to think about how we can actually do that.
It is exciting.
Okay. So we've talked about what's in the strategy. We've talked about like our role as public servants.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we actually make this happen?
Yeah.
I mean, implementing a strategy of this scale,
Mm-hmm.
it's no small feat,
It's a huge undertaking,
especially in the public service, right?
especially in a large organization.
Where do we even begin?
That's the question, isn't it?
It can feel overwhelming,
Yeah, it can.
but the strategy document actually
Yes.
lays out some
Just
steps.
some concrete steps.
Okay, so it's not just like, here's this great idea, good luck.
No, they give us some guidance.
Okay.
And it all starts with leadership.
Okay, so those at the top
Mm-hmm.
need to set the tone.
They need to be champions
Yeah.
for this change.
They need to dedicate the resources
Absolutely.
and empower their teams.
Empower their teams to embrace those new ways of working.
It can't just be like lip service. They have to walk the walk.
They have to walk the
Leaders need to embody those behaviors they want to see.
I agree.
So being open to learning themselves,
Yes.
encouraging experimentation,
Experimentation.
and celebrating successes.
Absolutely. And creating a culture of psychological safety.
Oh, okay. So where people feel comfortable
Comfortable taking risks.
taking risks.
Trying new things.
Yeah, because change can be messy,
It can.
especially in a big organization.
And sometimes you might even fail.
Yeah,
But that's okay. Failure is a learning opportunity.
it's all part of the process.
And leaders need to create those spaces where people feel safe to share ideas.
So it's not just top down.
No, it's a two-way street.
We need buy-in, right?
We need buy-in. We need participation.
Active participation.
Trevor.
And that's where communication is key.
Communication is key.
Leaders need to communicate the vision, the goals, the why behind this.
The why is so important.
It is, because if people understand, why this is important,
Yeah.
how it's going to benefit us, the people we serve,
They're much more likely to be engaged.
they're going to be more motivated.
And we need to create channels for feedback
Oh, yeah.
where people can share their concerns and those concerns are heard.
It's a two-way
It
conversation.
is a dialogue.
Yeah.
We all have a part to play.
And to be honest, implementing something this big, it's going to require a lot of collaboration
It will.
and open dialogue.
Yes.
We have to talk to each other,
And the strategy also talks about training and development.
right? That's a big one.
It's a huge part of this.
Yeah.
Making sure people have the tools they need.
So access to training programs,
Training program.
workshops, mentorships, all that good stuff.
All of that. And recognizing that training is not a one-time thing.
Right. It's not like, okay, I went to this training, I'm good to go.
No, technology's constantly evolving.
It is.
New skills are emerging all the time.
It's like a subscription to learning.
I love that analogy.
You got to keep updating,
I
right?
stay current.
Okay, so it's not just about the technical skills either.
No.
The strategy also talks about the softer skills.
The softer skills, yeah.
Like communication, collaboration,
As are essential.
problem solving.
Essential, especially in this new, digital world.
Yeah, and those multidisciplinary teams,
Yeah.
which we see more and more of now.
All the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's about a holistic approach
Okay.
to training and development.
And I love the idea of
Yeah.
creating those communities of practice
Yes.
where people can actually connect with each other.
Learn from each other.
Learn from each other, yeah.
Share those best practices.
Mentorship program.
Mentorship is so important.
and just celebrating successes.
Celebrating those wins, absolutely.
Yeah, because it's easy to get bogged down
It is.
in the day-to-day challenges.
Especially with all the change that's happening.
We have to celebrate those successes.
We have to celebrate those wins.
Yeah.
Because that keeps us motivated, keeps us going.
And it shows that we're making progress.
It does.
Okay, so this strategy is a journey.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah, it's not like, okay, we implemented the strategy,
And done.
we're good.
Nope.
Because the digital world is constantly changing.
Absolutely.
So we have to be flexible.
I'm responsive.
We have to be able to adapt, to learn as we go.
And that's where data comes in.
Oh, data, right?
Measurement, tracking our progress.
So it's not just about launching these initiatives.
Yep.
and hoping for the best.
We have to measure.
We have to measure, we have to
So
track,
it's
and use that information
yeah
to make decisions to adjust course.
to make sure we're on the right track.
We have to be accountable,
We do.
and we have to be able to show that what we're doing
hmm
is actually making a difference.
Because at the end of the day, success isn't just about implementing technology.
Right.
It's about those outcomes.
It's about those outcomes, yeah.
It's about better services, more efficient government.
It's about those real, like, meaningful outcomes for Canadians.
That's it.
And that's where we as public servants are so vital,
We are.
because we're the ones interacting with Canadians
We are.
every single day.
Every single day.
We're the ones who understand their needs.
And we can champion their voices.
Yeah, within the public service.
So this is exciting, I think.
It is.
It's exciting to think about how we can use technology
Mm-hmm.
to amplify our impact, to reach more people, to create a more equitable and inclusive society.
But before we get too carried away,
Yeah,
we have to acknowledge the potential challenges.
right.
It's not going to be all smooth sailing.
It's not going to be easy.
Change is hard.
It is.
Implementing something this ambitious will come with obstacles.
It will.
So let's talk about those potential roadblocks.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And how we can overcome them. I think one of the biggest challenges we might bump into is just resistance to change.
Yeah. I mean, people don't always love change.
No, not everyone embraces it, especially if they've been doing things a certain way for a long time. It's human nature, right? Change can be scary, especially when you don't know how it's going to impact you personally. So how do we deal with that? I think communication is key.
Okay.
Being upfront with people about, why we're making these changes,
Yeah.
what benefits they will bring,
The why.
the why exactly, and how it will affect
Mhm.
their roles and their teams.
So it's about bringing everyone along
Yes.
on this journey.
Not just dictating from the top down.
No, it's a collaborative process.
It has to be.
Yeah.
And listening to those concerns, right?
Yeah, listening to
Let's bring
concerns,
support.
making sure everyone feels valued,
Absolutely.
and providing the training and development
Yes.
that people need to be successful in this new world.
Exactly. When people feel equipped,
Mm-hmm.
they feel more confident,
Yeah.
less resistant to that change.
It was about empowering people, right?
Empowering people to embrace that change. Yeah.
Not forcing it on them.
No.
But even with the best communication
Mm-hmm.
and the best training in the world,
Yeah.
there are going to be some bumps.
Oh, absolutely. There will be setbacks. There will be frustrations.
Yeah.
Maybe even a few missteps along the way.
But it's about learning from those, right?
Learning from them, adapting,
And never losing sight of that bigger goal,
the bigger picture
which is that digitally empowered public service.
that serves Canadians better.
Exactly.
That's the goal.
And speaking of potential challenges,
Yeah.
we also have to address, like, digital equity.
Digital equity, yes.
I mean, we have to ensure
Mhm.
that all Canadians can actually benefit
benefit from those digital solutions.
in those digital solutions.
regardless of their,
Yeah.
circumstances, their location,
Yeah, like, we can't just assume that everyone has access to technology
the internet.
on the internet.
We can't.
Yeah.
So we have to think about those who might be left behind.
Like, who are we thinking about specifically?
Well, people with disabilities,
Sure.
seniors, folks in rural or remote communities,
Mm-hmm.
anyone facing barriers.
Yeah. We have to think about language barriers,
Absolutely.
digital literacy skills.
The cost of internet access.
It's a lot, right?
It's a lot to consider, but it's essential
And it's about designing with accessibility in mind.
from the very beginning.
Yeah, not as, like, an afterthought.
Not as an afterthought, right?
And it's about providing support, right,
Absolutely.
to those who need help navigating
Yeah.
this whole digital world.
We want everyone to benefit.
Okay, so resistance to change, digital equity, and then, of course, funding.
Funding.
Yes.
The perennial challenge.
The elephant in the room, again.
Yeah. I mean, implementing something like this,
Mm,
it requires investment.
significant investment,
And securing those funds can be tough.
especially in a tight fiscal environment.
It is. It is. So how do we make a compelling case
Hmm.
for this investment?
Well, I think we need to highlight that return on investment.
Okay.
We need to show that
Mhm.
investing in digital transformation is not just about saving money.
It's not just about cutting costs.
It's not just about cutting costs.
It's not just about cutting costs.
It's about better services,
It's about better services,
efficiency.
efficiency, better outcomes,
It's about outcomes.
outcomes for Canadians.
Yeah, we have to paint that picture of the future. and show how this strategy will help us get there.
That's it.
Can we get creative with the funding, though?
I think we have to be.
Okay.
We can explore, partnerships,
Okay.
the private sector, maybe new procurement methods
Go ahead.
that allow for more agility and flexibility.
So thinking outside the box.
Thinking outside the box,
Yeah.
but always coming back to accountability.
For accountability, yeah.
We have to be able to show that those investments are making a difference.
And that's where data comes in again.
Data is our friend.
Data tells the story.
It does.
Okay, so we've got those three big challenges: resistance to change, digital equity, funding.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling there's a bigger challenge lurking.
What's that?
It's less tangible.
Okay.
It's about a cultural shift within the public service.
Oh, that's the big one.
Yeah,
It is.
because we can implement all the technology in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but if we don't change how we think,
How we work, how we interact,
yeah,
this transformation won't be truly successful.
it's about moving away from those silos, right?
Breaking down those silos, yeah.
Embracing collaboration,
Collaboration.
being open to those new ideas, to experimentation.
Experimentation, learning from our mistakes,
Yeah.
and always putting Canadians at the center.
It's about fostering that culture of innovation,
Yes.
agility, and continuous learning.
And empowering public servants at all levels
Yeah.
to contribute their ideas and their talents.
It's a tall order,
It is.
but I think it's possible.
I think so too.
And the great thing is, this strategy gives us a roadmap.
It does.
It's a call to action for all of us to be those agents of change,
Agents of change. Yeah.
to embrace those opportunities,
Absolutely.
and to work together.
Let's work together to build a better public service.
I love it.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, I just want to emphasize that this strategy,
Yeah.
it's not just about the tech.
No,
It's about the people.
it is.
It's about empowering us
Yeah.
to make a difference in the lives of Canadians.
That's what it's all about.
It's about using technology to amplify our impact, to reach more people, to create a more inclusive society.
So are you ready to be part of this transformation?
I'm in. And to all our listeners out there, I definitely encourage you to check out the full Canada Digital Talent Strategy online. It's a fascinating read and a roadmap for how we can all work together to build that more digitally savvy and inclusive public service. Until next time, keep learning, keep innovating, and keep serving Canadians with passion and purpose.